The myths of ancient Greece whisper to us across millennia, tales of gods and monsters, heroes and villains, love and loss. These stories, passed down through generations, offer a glimpse into a world where the divine and mortal intertwined, where passions raged, and where even the darkest corners held a strange allure. Among the pantheon of Greek gods, one figure stands apart, often shrouded in shadow and misunderstanding: Hades, the king of the underworld. Hades, the eldest son of the Titans Cronus and Rhea, entered a world rife with conflict. Cronus, fearing a prophecy that his children would overthrow him, devoured each of his offspring as they were born. Rhea, desperate to save her children, tricked Cronus into swallowing a stone instead of her youngest son, Zeus. Zeus, upon reaching adulthood, freed his siblings, leading to a cataclysmic war against the Titans. After a decade of brutal warfare, the Olympian gods emerged victorious, overthrowing the Titans and establishing a new order. The spoils of war, the cosmos itself, were divided amongst the victors. Zeus claimed the heavens, Poseidon the seas, and to Hades fell the realm of the Underworld, the land of the dead. The Underworld, far from being a fiery hell of eternal torment, was envisioned by the Greeks as a vast and shadowy realm, a place shrouded in mystery and darkness. It was a world beneath our own, hidden from the eyes of the living, where the souls of the departed found their final resting place. Here, the souls of the departed wandered for eternity, drifting aimlessly through the shadowy expanse. These spirits, once vibrant and full of life, now existed in a state of perpetual twilight, their forms barely discernible in the dim light of the underworld. At its edge flowed the river Styx, a boundary between the world of the living and the realm of the dead. This ancient river, dark and foreboding, was said to be the final barrier that separated the two worlds, its waters cold and unyielding. Its waters were guarded by the ferryman Charon, a grim figure who rowed his boat across the Styx. Charon's task was to ferry souls from the land of the living to the underworld, a duty he performed with unwavering dedication. Only those who paid the passage, a single coin placed upon their lips, could cross the Styx and enter the underworld. This ritual payment was a crucial part of the journey, ensuring that the souls could find their way to their final destination. Within the underworld lay various regions, each with its own unique characteristics. One such region was the fields of Asphodel, a vast, hazy meadow where ordinary souls drifted in a state of peaceful yet monotonous existence. Here, the spirits wandered aimlessly, their forms blending with the misty landscape, creating an ethereal and otherworldly scene. In contrast, Elysium was a paradise reserved for heroes and the virtuous. This idyllic realm was a place of eternal bliss, where the souls of the righteous could enjoy a life of peace and happiness, free from the burdens of their mortal existence. At the heart of the underworld stood the Palace of Hades, the ruler of this dark domain. This majestic palace, with its somber grandeur, was a testament to the power and authority of Hades. The architecture of the palace was both imposing and awe-inspiring, its dark halls filled with an air of solemnity and reverence. Its halls echoed with the silence of countless souls, a reminder of the many lives that had passed through its doors. The underworld, with all its regions and mysteries, was a place of both fear and fascination, a realm that captured the imagination of the ancient Greeks and continues to intrigue us to this day. Hades, as ruler of the underworld, possessed immense power. His dominion was vast, stretching across the dark and shadowy realms beneath the earth, where the souls of the departed resided. He was often depicted as a formidable figure, seated upon an ebony throne, holding a scepter, and wearing a wreath of cypress, the tree of mourning. This image of Hades conveyed his authority and the somber nature of his realm. His most prized possession, however, was the Helm of Darkness, a gift from the Cyclops, which granted him the power of invisibility. This helm was not just a tool, but a symbol of his mastery over the unseen and the unknown, This helm, a symbol of his dominion over the unseen realm, allowed Hades to move unseen and unheard, a fitting ability for the god who ruled the unseen realm. With it, he could traverse the world of the living and the dead without detection, ensuring his presence was felt but never seen. Beyond the Helm of Darkness, Hades possessed control over the forces of the earth, capable of unleashing earthquakes and splitting the ground open. This power was a testament to his connection with the very foundations of the world, a reminder of his ability to influence both the physical and spiritual realms. He was also a powerful sorcerer, able to summon the spirits of the dead and command them to do his bidding. This ability made him a figure of both fear and respect, as he could call upon the souls of the departed to serve his will, bridging the gap between life and death with his formidable magic. Lord of the Dead. Duties and responsibilities. As Lord of the Dead, Hades bore the weighty responsibility of maintaining order within his realm. He presided over the judgment of souls, ensuring that each received their due based on their deeds in life. He was also responsible for ensuring that the dead remained within the underworld, for to allow them to escape and wander the world of the living would upset the natural order. While often portrayed as a stern and unyielding figure, Hades was not inherently cruel. He was a god of justice, concerned with balance and order. His punishments, though severe, were always meted out fairly, a reflection of the ancient Greek belief in cosmic justice. A king and his queen, the abduction of Persephone. This myth is one of the most captivating and poignant tales in Greek mythology, illustrating the complex relationships between gods and mortals. Perhaps the most famous myth involving Hades is the story of his abduction of Persephone, the beloved daughter of Demeter, the goddess of agriculture and fertility. This story not only explains the changing seasons, but also delves into themes of love, loss, and the eternal cycle of life and death. In this tale, Hades, overcome by a longing for companionship and love, seized Persephone while she was joyfully gathering flowers in a sunlit field. He carried her off to the dark and mysterious underworld to be his queen, forever altering her destiny and the natural order of the world above. Demeter, heartbroken and consumed by grief over the loss of a cherished daughter, caused the crops to wither and die. Her sorrow plunged the world into a devastating famine, as the earth itself seemed to mourn with her, reflecting her deep despair and longing. Zeus, the king of the gods, unable to ignore the suffering of mortals and the desperate pleas of his fellow gods, intervened in this tragic situation. He brokered a deal with Hades, aiming to restore balance and bring relief to both the mortal world and the divine. Persephone, having eaten 6 pomegranate seeds while in the underworld, was bound by this act to spend 6 months of the year there as Hades' queen. The remaining 6 months, she would return to the surface to be with her mother, Demeter. This cyclical journey symbolizes the changing seasons, with her ascent marking the arrival of spring and her descent heralding the onset of autumn and winter. The threads of fate, interactions with gods and mortals. Hades, despite his isolation in the underworld, was not entirely removed from the affairs of gods and mortals. He interacted with other deities, often in matters related to his domain or to maintain the balance of power. His relationship with Zeus, though strained at times, was one of mutual respect, bound by their shared history and the oaths they swore after the defeat of the Titans. Mortals, for the most part, regarded Hades with a mixture of fear and reverence. They rarely spoke his name aloud, fearing to attract his attention. Offerings were made to him, sacrifices performed to appease him and ensure the safe passage of their loved ones into the afterlife. Misunderstood deity separating myth from reality. Hades in popular culture is often misrepresented as a villainous figure, akin to the Christian devil. This interpretation, however, is a gross oversimplification of a complex and nuanced deity. Hades was not evil, but rather a stern and unyielding god, bound by duty and responsibility. He was a god of death, yes, but death, in the Greek view, was not an end, but a transition, a journey to another realm. Enduring legacy from ancient Greece to modern times. The myths of Hades and the underworld have resonated throughout history, influencing art, literature, and even our very language. The concept of the underworld, a realm beneath our own where the dead reside, can be found in cultures across the globe, a testament to the enduring power of this archetype. From the tragic poetry of Homer to the philosophical dialogues of Plato, the figure of Hades and the realm he ruled have captured the imaginations of thinkers and artists for centuries. In modern times, Hades continues to appear in literature, film, and video games, his story retold and reinterpreted for new generations. Conclusion: the undying allure of Hades. Hades, the king of the underworld, remains a figure of enduring fascination. He is a reminder that death, though feared, is an integral part of the cycle of life, a journey that awaits us all. His story, shrouded in shadow and mystery, continues to captivate us, urging us to confront our own mortality and to ponder the mysteries that lie beyond the veil. The whispers from the underworld, carried on the winds of time, continue to echo, reminding us of the power of myth and the enduring legacy of ancient Greece.